Hey guys, I've got some really good news for you and I've got some really bad news for you. Here's the real estate predictions for what's going to happen in 2022. And I don't know if you have seen what the economists are predicting for homeowners in 2022. You know, they're saying that prices are going to continue to increase another 16% in 2022. And that's according to Goldman Sachs. Now, all of the shortages that have been affecting the U.S. economy, think about all the supply chain issues, right? Housing may be affected probably and lasting the longest if you think about what all that's going on in the construction, into the labor, into the materials, all the supplies, things like that are driving those prices even higher. So home prices are currently up 20% year over year. You know, the boom in prices is spurred by the inventory, or the lack of inventory, I should say, and low interest rates. And household migration patterns during this pandemic have really been very interesting. Millennials, and first-time homebuyers are really having a tough time because of the demand for homes. Meanwhile, investors with cash, they got cash on their hands, they're trying to hedge against inflation. They're purchasing hard assets like real estate, and they're driving prices even higher. So the supply and demand issue here is exactly why home prices are going to continue again next year. So housing inventories have remained at historically tight levels. Places like Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where I am, people are moving to. It's really still remaining competitive. And if you ask people who want to move to the area, you survey home buying intentions to see what's going on, they're still remaining extremely high, even this year. So a number of experts have predicted there's no housing crash. And you've heard me say that in other videos prior. I even said that last year, and people were kind of chuckling at me. But given the current market is so different, last year people were literally yelling at me when I was predicting a boom was going to happen and a crash was canceled. And so I understand how buyers feel, and they want things to go lower, and they're waiting for things to go lower. But I'm going to tell you the truth. Here's the truth. It may not be what you want to hear, but it's the truth. If you're not acting right now, you could be missing out on one of the greatest increases in values in our lifetime. Home buyers may expect to see leveling off of prices, especially if the Fed starts to taper money on their interest rates in the future, which they're saying they're going to do. So I said I got good and I got bad news, and here's some of that. Home builders continue to face a lot of headwinds. Supply chain issues are slowing down building what they can build on the home market. Home builders are having trouble with the pandemic because of construction workers, lack of plots to build on, developing those parcels, also all the supply chains. Think about all the things that have to go into a house: heating, air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, lumber, flooring, cabinets, commodes, sinks, faucets. There's just a lot of things. And if some of those things slow up, like we had appliances, people couldn't get appliances this summer, and that slowed up people from actually buying and closing on a house because they had no appliances on a brand new construction house. So as each one of these things adjusts, we can just expect to see further delays with supply chain disruptions, material shortages, and now economy-wide labor shortages. I know you guys have heard about this before. Labor, right? Everywhere you live, there's a tough time finding people to work. So top communities that want to slow down the building also, like city council kind of a thing, and the amount of new construction going on, we're seeing that too. We're seeing new zoning laws nationally. We're seeing new zoning laws, impact fees, environmental concerns. They're all slowing new construction down even further. So from a supply and demand, we already have an inventory issue. Now we're getting less supply into the supply chain. So there's a solution to the national housing shortage, and it could ease prices. This is good news. But economic research has shown that, to relax the zoning rules and regulatory constraints and to stop home building for decades, it would supply and boost supply, and it would lower prices, and it would also lower rents. But I don't see politically that happening anytime soon, where they're going to say, we're gonna let you build as much as you want. Look at California recently banned single family home zoning statewide. They're making more multifamily dwelling available, but it's limiting the supply of single family homes. So again, you limit the supply and you have more demand. What happens? Prices go up again. Recently, we had a couple customers from California, and they're buying single family homes here because my real estate team has helped them find places where they're buying $350,000, $400,000 homes, and they'll rent for $2,500 or $3,000 a month. And you can't make that kind of money in California because they're just not available. But here's some bad news for you, and I told you I've got some of that too. If you're buying, do it right now, and here's why. Especially if you're financing. I don't know if you've been hearing about this Fed tapering, but what that actually means is payments are going to go up. That's the reality. Payments are going to go up. And if you're not locked in at these historic low rates, you could be missing this, even if prices go up on a house. And I'll explain that in a little while. It gets worse only when we have a lack of inventory from people not putting their home on the market. If you think about this, because a lot of people are selling us, we would put our home on the market, but we have no place to go. So it's kind of like a log jam. And sellers are saying, like, well, where would I buy if I do buy? So where am I going to go? I want you to see some numbers here. Like from 1970 to 1979, that window, there was 11 million homes, single family homes that were built. From 2000 to 2009, there were 12.6 million single family homes built. Check this number out. In 2010 to 2019, 6.5 million homes were built. It's less than half. So in the United States, we know that the population continues to grow. But like if we took 10 years and we didn't make enough homes, that's only part of the issue. This is why we're seeing this now. And builders just aren't building enough houses. The population is increasing. In places like Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, people are moving. We got a lot of people who are moving from places because they can work remotely. They can work from an office in their home, a home office, and actually, still make a good living and be anywhere you want to be. So why wouldn't you be at the beach? And this is what a lot of people are discovering. So especially if you can buy a house here for less than, let's say you were in Charlotte or Houston or Los Angeles or a lot of other cities, if you think about it in the United States. Many are retiring in our area as well because of our low taxes. So we have a lot of that flow, still the fastest growing metro area here, and more buyers and less homes being built nationally at these crazy low interest rates especially have driven a lot of people to rethink, the idea of, should I buy? And even if these homes do go up in value, I just want you to realize nationally, even if homes do go up in value and someone locks in at 30-year mortgage at these rates, just take a look at a $400,000 mortgage, right? I'm just giving you this example. $400,000 mortgage at 2.75% versus a $400,000 mortgage loan at about 5% is about $275, $300 a month difference every single month for 30 years. So you can see why, at 5%, which is the norm of where interest rates usually are, this is the question, should you have bought last year? The average homeowner has had about a 20% appreciation on their home last year. So how much did your house go up last year? If you own a home, how much did it go up? About. Predictions, the properties are going to continue to increase again in 2022. And so here's the question I have for you. Is now a good time to buy? The best time to buy was yesterday if you were buying. But buyers are wishing prices would go down, and buyers wish it was more affordable. But I remember buying my first home. It was never the right time, and it was never affordable. It never is. It's never cheap enough. So I just want you to understand what this is, and it's always going to be a struggle. But if you put these facts together and think them through, I just want to share all this data with you. And here's the question I have for you. Do you think you should be doing this? you know, in 2022, it's going to be another year. Are you going to make another year without buying a house, without making a move? Is it going to be another year that you don't move? You know, if so, now is the time to lock in on that house, especially with interest rates, and they're talking about them going up. So please share this info with somebody you know who can use it. And if you have questions, reach out to my team. Feel free to reach out. I know you have questions. We have answers. I just want to say thank you for watching these videos, and I'll see you in the next video, and hope you're having a great day. Take care, guys.